Illinois divorce with an upside-down mortgage. Dividing a home in an Illinois divorce normally involves splitting its equity, the difference between its market value and the mortgage balance. When the mortgage owed is greater than the house's value, the mortgage is upside down. In that situation, the property has a negative value, so there is no equity to divide, and the debt must be addressed when the home is sold or when one spouse keeps it. State law requires courts to divide marital property fairly and without regard to misconduct, and marital property includes debts and obligations acquired during the marriage. Negative equity in a house is therefore treated like any other marital obligation. If the divorcing spouses cannot agree on how to handle an upside-down mortgage, a judge may allow the property to go into foreclosure or order a sale even though a debt remains. Courts aim to resolve property issues conclusively so that former spouses can move on without returning to court. The author, a Chicago divorce lawyer, notes that many homes were underwater during the housing downturn that began in 2008. If one spouse wants to keep a house with negative equity, the monthly payments may still be manageable. In that scenario, one party can retain the house and pay the mortgage. Because lenders rarely refinance a loan when debt exceeds value, the mortgage will likely remain in both names. Settlement agreements typically require the spouse keeping the house to indemnify the other spouse for debts associated with the asset. If the responsible spouse fails to pay the mortgage, the other can file a contempt petition. To protect the credit of the spouse who does not keep the house, agreements often require the spouse retaining the house to try to refinance and remove the other's obligation. If refinancing does not occur within a set period, the home must be sold and any proceeds divided. This approach proved successful for many couples during the last downturn. When neither spouse wishes to assume the house or the debt, the property must be sold. In theory, the couple should pay any shortfall after the sale, but that seldom happens. Mortgage lenders frequently agree to a short sale, meaning they forgive the difference between the sale price and the outstanding mortgage. Lenders cooperate because they receive a substantial portion of the debt more quickly than through foreclosure. Another option is a deed in lieu of foreclosure, where the borrower conveys ownership of the home to the lender to satisfy the mortgage. These arrangements help divorcing couples get rid of an underwater house without the time and expense of foreclosure. All of them require agreement between the spouses and, when necessary, the lender. The law firm notes that this strategy has worked before. During the last housing downturn, many clients followed these steps and later refinanced when mortgage balances fell and home values rose. Letting a house slip into foreclosure without paying the mortgage is described as the worst alternative. The bank may demand return of the house and hold both spouses responsible for the debt. A lender can even intervene in the divorce to ensure it is paid from the party's other assets. By contrast, negotiating a short sale, agreeing to indemnification when one spouse keeps the house, or pursuing a deed in lieu of foreclosure can prevent further financial harm. Courts are generous about adding parties when necessary to resolve outstanding obligations and strive to distribute property so that spouses can plan their futures. If your mortgage is underwater and you are considering divorce in Illinois, it is wise to speak with an attorney about your options. Upside-down mortgages can be managed, but they require careful drafting of settlement agreements and cooperation with the lender. The law office of Russell D. Knight has handled these issues before and can help you determine whether keeping the house, seeking a short sale, or conveying it to the bank makes sense for your situation. To consult with a lawyer, contact this law firm at 1165 North Clark Street, number 700, Chicago, Illinois, 60610, United States, or call 773-334-6311 to speak with a knowledgeable attorney.